Today we will discuss one of Japan's most infamous mass murder cases. The Akihabara Massacre shocked the nation, and changed public safety measures forever. A deadly rampage in the heart of Tokyo left 7 people dead and 10 others injured. This incident raised serious concerns about crime prevention, and the role of online communities in fueling violence. The purpose of this video is to provide a detailed account of the Akihabara Massacre, to understand what happened and how it impacted society. We will cover the background of the perpetrator, the events leading up to the crime, the attack itself and its immediate consequences, the investigation and trial that followed, and the lasting impact on Japan's legal system and public safety policies. The Akihabara Massacre took place on June 8, 2008 in Akihabara, Tokyo, a district famous for its electronics stores and vibrant otaku culture. That Sunday afternoon the streets were crowded with shoppers and tourists. What began as a normal day quickly turned into a nightmare. A man drove a rented truck into the pedestrian zone, hitting multiple people. Then he stepped out, wielding a knife, and began attacking passers-by indiscriminately. Panic spread through the streets as people fled for their lives. Within minutes the crime scene was in chaos. This video will take you through the tragic events of that day, and explore the factors that led to one of Japan's most devastating mass killings. Tomoaki Kato, the perpetrator of the Akihabara Massacre, was born in 1982. He grew up in Aomori Prefecture in northern Japan. During his childhood he was described as an intelligent, but socially withdrawn student. Despite strong academic performance, he struggled to form close relationships with peers. His parents placed high expectations on him, pushing him to excel academically. As he moved into his teenage years, Kato began experiencing significant pressure and self-doubt. After high school he attended a technical college, but dropped out due to academic struggles. This marked the beginning of a downward spiral in his life. Kato struggled to hold stable employment, often working temporary jobs with low wages. His frustration with his career and social isolation grew over time. Feeling abandoned by society, he turned to internet forums to express his anger. He began posting alarming messages online revealing his intent to harm others. Days before the attack, Kato expressed deep resentment towards society. He believed he had been unfairly treated, and saw violence as his only way to make an impact. His online activity became increasingly disturbing, leading up to the day of the massacre. On the morning of June 8, 2008, Kato rented a 2-ton truck from a transportation company. He drove from his residence in Shizuoka to Akihabara, a journey of several hours. Along the way he continued posting messages on internet forums, announcing his intentions. Shortly before arriving he made his final post, stating that the attack was imminent. At approximately 12:30 p.m. he reached Akihabara's pedestrian zone. Without hesitation he accelerated the truck into the crowd, striking multiple pedestrians. After crashing the vehicle, Kato emerged wielding a survival knife. He began stabbing people indiscriminately, causing widespread panic and chaos. Eyewitnesses describe the scene as pure terror, with bystanders running for their lives. Emergency services were quickly dispatched and police officers confronted Kato. Despite resisting arrest he was subdued and taken into custody within minutes. The aftermath of the attack left 7 people dead and 10 others severely injured. Many of the victims were young people simply enjoying their weekend in Akihabara. The nation was left in shock, questioning how such a tragedy could have occurred. Following his arrest, Kato showed little remorse for his actions. He stated that he had committed the crime out of frustration with his life and society. Investigators discovered that he had extensively researched past mass killings. His internet activity indicated a deep obsession with violent acts and revenge fantasies. During the trial, prosecutors sought the death penalty, citing the premeditated nature of the attack. Kato's defense team argued that he was mentally unstable, and had acted out of desperation. However, the court ultimately ruled that Kato was fully aware of his actions, and accountable for the crime. In 2011 he was sentenced to death, a decision that was later upheld by the Supreme Court. In 2022 his execution was carried out, bringing an end to a case that had haunted Japan for years. The Akihabara Massacre led to significant changes in Japanese public policy. Authorities implemented stricter regulations on weapon sales and rental vehicles. Internet monitoring systems were improved to detect threats of mass violence. The incident also prompted discussions about mental health and social isolation in Japan. Akihabara's pedestrian zone, which had been temporarily closed, was later reopened with increased security measures. Even today the effects of the Akihabara Massacre can still be felt in public security measures and urban planning. This case remains a tragic reminder of how unchecked resentment and social alienation can lead to devastating consequences. Through understanding this event we can continue working toward a safer society for everyone.